How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and got quite a few different things done today. Starting off, provide enough resources to the steel mill to revive production. You need 3 concrete slabs, which I initially wasn't able to do until I restored the concrete slab facility. Once I got that done, I'm able to bring 3 over. You've also got to draw an AI route, kind of not too far. It's from that northern tunnel. I ended up going up there. I didn't really need to do too much, but I did send in the Kraylin after I drew the line, just to try and haul a few things. There's a couple of rocks on the road. There's a little bit of scrap metal kind of in the steel pipes facility. Yeah, this is the rusty version, so it's a little bit, say, slower, slightly less stats than the brand new version, but overall it's still pretty decent. It pulls these rocks alright. Yeah, it sends 2 Azovs. I actually drew the line, kind of initially sort of drew them slightly round the rocks, just in case they get there before I clear them. Ended up biting me though, because the bloody Azov went off, and then another Azov, and then a semi-truck rammed into it. Set them off again though, yeah, cleared a bit of that out of the way. You can see the semi-truck up ahead. I thought there was only 3 vehicles, but then just after that it said one of them failed the route, but it was further back than where I was, so God knows. Yeah, I actually have got some concrete slabs now, because one of the AI missions pays you like 1 slab per successful run. But as I had the mule from delivering those 2 blue, like, fuel tank looking things that was right next to the concrete slabs facility, I grabbed some scrap that was just on the side of the road, cashed them in, and then I'm basically going to drive along the route I'm kind of swiftly drawing along. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether to go that way or the normal way. I ended up building a road there pretty soon. I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, that's basically it. Otherwise, I was just going to recover the mule to my base, the only one I've got unlocked at the minute. Get some of my slabs out of my own resources, but I figured as I was near, yeah, why not? Did a bit of a cheeky shortcut to get it ahead of that Voron. And then yeah, drive them over here. For whatever reason, it doesn't bother me, but a lot of these missions on this map in particular all make you go into the menu and click like press right to confirm. I think it's in that sense at least, so it cashes in the slabs and takes them off you. 11 grand flat mission, so not too bad. And then that's kind of the first goal of those 3 kind of green sort of stages of the map. That's that one done. I was about to say, like, I doubt it. So as soon as she said that, I knew she was on about this river base over here. I kind of got enough of the cloud uncovered that I saw that appear. The other thing is to check some solar panels. I didn't even do that tonight, to be honest. I was more concentrating on the river base and then a few missions kind of branching off that. Yeah, so the bridge behind me is the one that's like a 6-slot wooden bridge I built. It's kind of the main bridge you're going to be using at the minute. Again, there's the Voron kind of on the same route heading to the steel pipes facility, or and beams. I think there's both of them there. Yeah, so I've got the scalper deployed. Thankfully on this map it's pretty damn easy to get the scalper deployed. So yeah, kind of built a little triangle thing going on here and kind of connected them all up a little bit better. Didn't strictly need to, at least for now, because it was the Vorons going this way and they were making it and all the rest of it, but it was early in the night, I had a bit of time, I figured I may as well start building some roads since I probably am in the long run. Yeah, that's kind of the bit I did. Makes it a lot easier. The Vorons have got more chance of getting there. I can just fly back and forth a little bit easier. And then yeah, first thing I've got to do with this river base was just drive over there. It says get to the location. By sheer chance, I just had the crayfish pretty nearby from building another bridge. The bridge behind me you just saw was like probably the bridge that's furthest south, and you have to patch up like 2 little bits on it.
I suppose the view explains the shopping list from the locals, doesn't it? If we want to settle here, you have your work cut out for you. And the company really does want this spot, so you better get going.
So yeah, once you get there, basically does a list of things. If you look in the top right, I need 5 steel beams, 3 concrete slabs, but I've already got 10. And then an infrastructure as well, build a road there, just kind of north of that river base. That white circle is a separate mission. It's on a sand quarry, but it's not the actual sand quarry radius. Thankfully the radius is a little bit bigger than that one. I think that's what she said. Yeah, so I started taking a load of scrap, steel beams, put them in the mule, took them over to my main base. Don't make the mistake I did. For some reason, I thought I needed 3 steel beams, so I got 3, drove to my base, realised I need 5, and then, yeah, I went for the old quit and reload method. I was just curious how far back it had put me. I was just down the road from here, so I basically just had to turn around, saved a little bit of time. Probably not much, considering I had to quit and reload. Yeah, went back, got more. By that point, I thought, sod it, I'll cash a bit more in. I think I got like 7 beams in total. I figured I'll have a few spare. I would argue at this point, to be honest, you may as well try and get like 10 or 15 beams and just take the lot to your base, put them all in there, because there is other missions later on that need a few beams here and there, so you may as well kind of get it all done in one. Yeah, left this bit of footage in, because this is the road I built basically from that steel beams facility. You can see the sandstorm thing creeping over the mountains again. I watched it earlier. It doesn't fully like approach and kind of, I don't know, the weather just starts becoming like wind and sand, but it doesn't actually approach as, I don't know, dramatically as I was hoping. Yeah, I need to go over there to build a road. So for that I'm going to need to recall vehicles. Good excuse to send in the goddamn horse. Yeah, it was like, there's no point in driving another vehicle there, because I can't recall vehicles. Even got a roundabout in this game. I was about to, and then you can see the road it wants me to go along. There's some big fat rocks in the way, so I just sent in a load. An absolute machine. I'm pulling the back rock, but it was just kind of moving both at once, whilst I'm also climbing up rocks. You can get yourself a loaf. Yeah, spawn them vehicles. And then it was going alright at first. Is it the bloody right analog stick? Just flicks all over the place, trying to pick the right vehicle. It's the right beast. Yeah, you can see the radius of the sand quarry there. It's separate to that search mission. I activate the sand quarry. It's 5 fuel, but I'm 99% sure if you don't, your vehicle will probably run out of sand whilst you just send the AI fixing this road anyway. So yeah, you may as well just do it at this point. You should have at least 5 fuel. Yeah, they're all going well, but then the paver thing started getting caught on those rocks, which I have moved over enough, but the paver was driving like very far left of the road, so it's kind of still caught them anyway. In the end, I just thought, sod it, I started from the other side just because when I cancelled the road, it spawned it back on the other side of the road. So I did this part manually again, which was nothing too bad, but then I did notice, it was a bit random, but as I was flattening it with the roller heading the other way, see how that square behind me, it's done, but it didn't go fully green, it's kind of greeny blue, half and half. I was thinking like, right, is that going to count as a fail or not? And then when I did it, it just completed it anyway. So it's as if the game has some kind of like rating system where it didn't consider my road very well done, so it stayed semi kind of blue. Yeah, how dare you judge my roads when you're seeing how your AI vehicles bloody drive. Yeah, so at this point, I got that done, got the road built. Now it wants you to deliver a vehicle from Tifletown. I think there is another separate mission I've got to do there, which I wonder actually. I just saw that white circle radius around it as well. I wonder if when I enter the vehicle, the semi-truck, it probably completes that part of it. Yeah, fairly simple drive down. There was a section of road with like sand swept over it and there was a load of rocks. So I figured before I even set off with it, it's a semi-truck you got to deliver, so yeah, I already knew it was not going to be amazing. Yeah, so sent in the dozer just to clear some of the rocks out of the way. In the end, going into manual mode seems to be the best, particularly along like the road that's already built, because it doesn't chew the road up. Yeah, it says it probably did actually, because now you can see there was a road building request when I just got in this semi, and I think that's what, when it says help Tifletown, it's 2 roads you got to build. So, but first it said reach the location, so I bet it just kind of accidentally completed that. Got across the first bit of sand, but this was the bit I kind of figured, if anything, it's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse. You can see all my tracks left by the dozer where I was trying to clear it all out. Yeah, this thing got stuck pretty convincingly, pretty quick. It was even struggling to reverse off at this point. It just doesn't do too well on the sand. So I brought the bow head in, trying to do like, just hoping I could get 1 bucket load and just kind of do that because I don't really need depth to the road or anything. I just needed it to officially be my sand rather than like the game sand. And yeah, it seemed not too bad now. It is wheel spinning a bit there, but I had enough momentum going to keep going. And this, I wasn't sure if that had struggled there, where it's not, I don't know, just kind of gravel, dirt, whatever. But it did fine. Cut ahead because there wasn't really anything going on after that. Yeah, drive up to the base. Objective complete, set up a river base, so now I've officially got it unlocked. But there is still some more missions kind of after this. Kelly pops up.
Now, to give this port area some juice, we need to
Jesus
repair
Christ,
the
Kelly.
nearest power
How obvious do you want to be?
substation.
Give this
Start by
port
grabbing
area some
primary
juice.
resources
It's the kind of thing I
and
would say.
establish a route from the river base. Let's get these lights on, huh?
I think it's more delivering vehicles. Mainly, anyway. I've got to deliver now. It's basically the same, just tiny bit south of where I just delivered it, but it now wants me to deliver it over there, called El-Amir. And again, semi-truck. I was thinking, right, over the bridge, kind of up there, in theory. The other option being, like, kind of follow this long road along, which is probably the better, more sensible route. However, I was quite happy to go and build some roads. Just quickly first, though, I decided to do this mission. It's saying find an object in this circle. I just didn't like the big white circle on the map all the time. So yeah, I also had the goddamn professional, like, basically just outside the radius. So I figured I'd send them in, because you're going to need a vehicle to fire off, like, the object scanners. Yeah, just cut up, go the short way into here. That tyre out of the way. I'm tired of its shit. You can see as well, another mission's saying like 5 steel beams. I kind of, yeah, I didn't have this one tracked. Find object, and then, I don't know, I might be because of that, because as soon as I got it tracked and fired off that scanner, I found it first time, and I did fire off the scanner before that, so maybe you have to track the mission for it to kind of count that it finds it. Yeah, so you find like a pump there. Once you take it down here, you see like that big oil slick spill thing going on. That's what it wants me to go and clean up. I thought, well, mate, why not? Do enjoy me a bit of loaf action. So yeah, winch to it, started reversing out. And one thing I did notice, I was quite already looking, it's because I'm dragging it along. I was seeing how well it kind of knock all these rocks out of the way, and it's actually not terrible. I was more, I could see the loaf in my peripheral. I mean, look at him, he's got damn horse climbing over rocks the size of him. Yeah, like, possibly not just this thing. Maybe you could get like a steel, a concrete slab and drag it behind you, or even the steel beam. I believe you can winch to the middle of it. I don't know how freely the game will offer you that option. But yeah, dragging this thing behind me is kind of knocking a lot of the rocks out of the way of the road, really. Don't know what condition this pump's going to be in. It's got written on its profile. That's right, it's kind of what the government has on the loaf. Goddamn professional. Yeah, you can see all the blue flags I've drawn, just slowly dragging it down the map. Well, I say slowly, to be fair, probably bloody quicker than the mule. Again, yeah, there's the sandstorm. It never, like, I was hoping it would kind of wash over those cliffs in the background and make them start phasing out of view, but it never does really. It just starts becoming, yeah, windy and sandy and all the rest of it. Don't do it, loaf. Don't jump. Too much to loaf for. Also, part of that mission, deliver that and then fix that red pipe. Looking around, thumbnail, where is it? No, yes, it's the one in the bag. Right, yeah, so I needed one pipe as well, so that's what she said. Got it from the main base. In the end, I just figured I'll drive to my normal bridge and just follow the coast down, because I'm trying to figure out all the different wiggly routes. I don't know, that it won't really work out quicker. I've already got a nice smooth route to the bridge and down the coast sorted out. Yeah, I left that bit in because Kelly pops up. She just says something about tidying up that area and about building 3 bridges, but I believe that I've already patched 3 bridges up. So I'm assuming that's what she was on about. Yeah, this oil slick, there is actually a road going under it. As you can see, it does go pretty deep. It does get deeper in sections as well. I'm driving along what I was assuming was the road, because you can see either end kind of connecting up. If you fall off that, you kind of, yeah. It's not that the mule's pretty good, because it's basically got the snorkel on the roof. yeah, like the low, for example, his snorkel isn't that tall. They've scammed him out of a snorkel. Thankfully, just nudge that out, got that done pretty quick. Yeah, that starts to drain all the oil, which gets rid of that. That will leave a mark, but in time, any wound can heal. I swear, Kelly's trying to hint something. Don't know what she's got going on. Yeah, you can see the rest of the oil draining down behind me. You can see the road that kind of appears, but yeah, everything to either side of it is kind of like quite deep sand that gets all chewed up and all the rest of it. It is a solid road though. There's my horse on this cliff. Yeah, another thumbnail. Well, potential. I didn't go for that one in the end. While it was sunny, gotta do these things when it's sunny on this bloody game. Yeah, so I needed more steel beams. So I had the Kraylin. I'm sticking with Kraylin. I don't like that it cock blocks you with winches like that until it's on the right side and all the rest of it. Yeah, I had that nearby though, so I dragged some stuff there to get enough beams. I then drove this here because I was hoping I'd be able to deploy those yellow squares, possibly on where you spawn the steel beams, just to make them spawn straight into my resources. But it didn't, so I just had to drag them along a little bit. And then yeah, this is the road I built now for the, I've got to drive that semi-truck to El-Amir, which is the little village town thing I'm in now. That's back to where, like, that first little clip, yeah, a road kind of going down the hill, heading back to the bridge. So I built that road as well, over the bridge. There's my scalper, do a left there, up that hill. And then I did do, yeah, there and there, little patches. I don't even know if you need those, but while I was nearby with it, I thought, why not? And then, yeah, jumped in this. Had to wait. I thought, right, sod it, I'll wait until it goes sunny. It must have took, like, a good 15 minutes. I had a sandstorm, yeah, for 15 minutes. Taking the piss. It understeered there, kind of. I was steering. I ended up speeding up the footage, otherwise it'll make the video too long. But it did, it just didn't really turn, even though I was turning. And then I didn't want to fold away the scalper, so I tried going around it, fell off the side of the road, had to fold up the scalper, use a scalper to push the semi-truck. By some miracle it started turning the right way and at least aimed back to the road, and it managed to crawl the back end kind of off there, so I'm officially back on the road, which I thought that was good. I got a bit of a lucky escape. But then started turning up here, one understeering again, so it kind of veers off to the side. But as you can see, it's just got no chance in hell. Like, one thing I don't like is that it just feeds the power to whichever wheel, really, the rear axle, has the least grip. So you just, like there, it's in a little dip and all the power just goes to that. Rolled it back a bit, floored it, but even at this point, even though I'm flooring it flat out, it's just kind of sliding backwards and down the hill a little bit. Under its own weight kind of thing, so yeah, not a lot you can do. So I quit and reloaded just because I was curious to see how far back this would spawn. It basically spawned just before the bridge, so it ends up working out quite nicely because I can carry on the footage. So I tried to turn a bit earlier, got a bit of understeer on the go, tried to get a bit of a smoother, better run up, but yeah, just not a chance. Started wheel spinning again. Kept it pinned for a little bit, it was like, nah. And then I didn't even realise until I was editing, apparently I already own one of these, so now I bought another one. So now I own two, but I didn't realise. Yeah, I wanted a vehicle that has a winch. And I thought originally I didn't have one of these, and I thought I bought the search and rescue step pike and the other two. I just didn't buy this, but it turns out I did. But yeah, I thought I'll test it out. And I was thinking it'll pretty ruthless if it won't let you do a winch to it, but thankfully it did, because it's like a delivery vehicle. I can't remember, there was a mission back in the day that, well, not really back in the day yet, but it's on one of the other maps. I'm sure I tried winch into a vehicle we had to move and it wouldn't let me, and I remember thinking like, oh, it must be because you have to deliver the vehicle, you can't just wing it. But I don't know, for whatever reason this can. And yeah, thankfully this search and rescue version of the Mule's actually pretty good. It's not annoyingly slow like the Mule. It's got the winch on it, was able to power up that hill, drag the semi-truck behind me. And then at this point I could switch back, but like, sod it, there's no point really. Best case it'll get there, worst case it'll get stuck on every little sand dune on the road going, so I might as well just drag it with the search and rescue Mule at the minute. I assume these trees here must be unkillable. I didn't even realise that I swerved over. For some reason I did. I mean, the tree didn't die, and I hit it, and then the semi-truck hit me into the tree and all sorts. And I tried to give it a push for a couple of seconds, and yeah, it stayed there. They got like those little circle things around them. I think it's just like map scenery for this village that you can't really kill for whatever reason. Run over some old solar panels, and then yeah, I have to go to the mission, press right on the D-pad to transfer the resources. And then now it wants me to do a route, which is basically the exact same route I just did, only it swerves off to that. Like, I'm in the exact same village, same route I just did with the semi-truck. Sends quite a lot of vehicles for this. First one is this little Minuteman scout thing. And then I think it was a mule, like the search and rescue version after that. And then it was about 4 Voron. You can see them all snaking around from the river base to the bridge. Yeah, I think there was 6 of them before it was making the line sort of change green. Had to have one troublemaker between all of them. He randomly drove over the rocks and tipped, so I had to tweak the line a little bit. It shows up a little better in red though, to be fair. Just left that in, it was a nice little view. It's a bit slightly different Voron, it's got like that canvas top over it, and I already knew this, but it won't let you enter photo mode when you're in the AI vehicles, which I don't really know why. It's not really going to make any difference. I mean, again, they must have to program it like, right, don't highlight the button for photo mode when you're in the AI. But with that amount of conscious effort and thought, could they not just go, yeah, fuck it, just let them enter photo mode?
Gives me some unpleasant flashbacks, just so you know. The local radio tower is acting up. El-Amir is completely offline, even though they have power now. We're using our own relay, so it doesn't affect us. But you never know when you might need a backup line. That's what I always say. Besides, you only need to plan a route between El-Amir and the tower. They'll fix it themselves. A better deal than last time, right?
So yeah, I think that's why she said flashbacks, because you're fixing a radio tower again. It's not too far away from where I am now. It's just there at the top of this hill. So following it backwards, it's actually that building you have to get them to, not the tower. But yeah, down here to that road. And then, yeah, they actually spawn from this building just south of that. One thing I don't like is, look, the 2 AI lines cross over each other, which obviously means there's a chance they're going to crash into each other, which you may think, well, that's probably not that likely. Yet literally when I was setting them off, you look, the vehicle from the left from my first AI line crashes into the ones coming out of that building, and then it disappears because it failed the route. But yeah, instantly they all crashed into each other. And that's now made 2 of them sort of crash into a wall. I only had to reset the route, there's nothing too major, but it's like those, you could just switch those 2 AI destinations over and then they'd never have to cross paths and it'd never happen. And I don't know why they don't, because I know sometimes you can just complete the mission and turn the road off afterwards. I saw someone in the comments say a fair point. They turn the AI routes off after they've cached everything out to stop them chewing up the roads even more, which was like, fair enough, that's a pretty good point. I just like them going along for like a bit of life in the background, but yeah, just the fact that the points cross is like, I don't know, they could easily switch them over. Yeah, for whatever reason they didn't. But yeah, that's about all I did today. So I'll switch back to the loaf for my final kind of bit of footage. I couldn't resist, kept eyeballing it, I was like, right, do it, loaf. Believe. See, I knew we'd make it, that's why I did it. Yeah, this is that section though that I just drained from oil, which as you can see now, it just kind of chews it up as very deep sand. He made it through though, because he's a goddamn horse. Possible thumbnail. Yeah, I'm up to 27% now, so it's not the longest map. I'd definitely say it's quicker than Deluge. Let's quick look at the stats. I just leave them in every now and then to keep track. 54 odd million. I don't know. I can't remember if it was 52 before. I think that number's calmed down though. And then yeah, just when I was about to head, I was like, oh, that's a nice road. Be pretty good drifting road. Even got like a little bridge over itself, and you double back. And then it was like, yeah, time to edit. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a loaf. I'm back soon.